Alright, so I've done this loads now, so this is the one. Um, Basically, although I've been trying to put this video out this afternoon because um, I just feel like the timing's right, really. I found out that I was psychic when I was 18, and things have just gone in leaps and bounds since then. As you can tell, I don't look like your average psychic. Um, just a regular guy originally. Uh, But yeah, I found out that psychic. I was working in a rest home, and this old guy that had Alzheimer's and dementia said that those people wanted to talk to me, and I kind of just gathered what he was getting at, especially seeing as what actually happened was a door. The place has always been haunted, but the door on the other side of the room started shaking, and it was a bit more violent than you like the usual things that go on. Normally, it would be the lift would go up and down, and you'd hear the odd clunk and things, but this was proper. So I went home and I went on a psychic website, psychics.co.uk. At the time, back in 2001, 2000, whatever it was, um, you could openly read on there. So I thought I'd just give it a shot because, you know, there was psychics on there, and then there was people that thought they were psychic, and people would just shun them ones off, and the actual psychics would actually get somewhere. Um, so I thought I'd have a go, and I went on not really thinking that I was going to get anywhere, but that's my own self doubt. What actually, in fact, happened was I was hitting the marks so often, I was just astounded. Um, Again, self doubt though, I was like that, just was unbelievable. So I had to clarify it in some way. My granddad had passed away, so uh, I said to my mum, ask Grandad a question that I would never know the answer to, and I'll get the answer for you. So the very next day, it came to me, the answer, and I was right. It was a beak. It was a beak of a toy that my uncle used to chew in the cot. Um, yeah, so then I kind of knew that something was there. Um, One detail that really set things in motion for me was the emergence of string theory, or M theory, whereby you take away the atomic structure and actually everything in the whole entire universe is basically a vibrating string, almost like a humongous orchestra, which to me then made me understand how I could possibly be psychic and how that would work, um, like from a scientific point of view. Um, so yeah, anyway, I found out I was psychic and I kind of clarified it. And as time went on, I've done plenty of readings for people in the past, and psychic healing and things like that. But it wasn't until 2006 and 2007 that really things took a different shape and form as I started receiving messages that I was a member of a council of nine. Um, and at first, I just thought it was a bit whack, and that maybe I was under psychic attack again because I've been under psychic attack before. Um, but yet, there just seemed to be something in it. The messages were coming across a lot. I kept on remembering a past life where I was in the sand, and every time I looked up, I could see this evil-looking, horrible person there who kind of rides off in, into the distance. It seemed to me like it could have been the Crusade times, um, and with progression in my psychic ability, I had found out that my spirit guide was in fact Jack de Molay, the last Grand Master of the Knights Templar uh, before the Papal Bull was uh, sent out for them to all be killed for heresy against the church. um, so these messages were coming through quite strong about the Council of Nine and the past life. The more and more I looked at this past life, the more and more I could picture it, and the more and more detail that came out, and it just seemed not of this world. Um, there were gems on the floor that looked like emeralds. So obviously there was no monetary value to the emeralds, was what caught my mind and made me think that perhaps this wasn't something that I just straight away thought it was. Um, so the whole Council of Nine thing, I looked at it on the internet and I couldn't find anything for a while until eventually I found there was Oblivion on the Xbox had the Council of Nine. Then there was people who were apparently channeling spirit that were from the Council of Nine, and some of them seem a little woo-woo to me. Um, I don't know, maybe they're whatever. I've not got a clue about some of them, but some of them do hinder on the truth. I've even got, actually, thinking about it while I'm here, I've got an XI, or if you obviously turn it up the other way, is IX. So you've got 11 and 9, which obviously 9/11, everybody knows 9/11 is quite a big thing at the moment, especially if you look at Illuminati and Freemasonry and the numbers involved in Freemasonry and them. So yeah, obviously I'm being told that I'm part of this Council of Nine, and as far as string theory is concerned, there can only be 11 dimensions of time and space. So I'm thinking, hold on, there's something going on here. And eventually, I moved out of my parents' house and I moved to where I used to live in another estate. And I went to see an old friend, and his stepfather was a cripple. He's crippled, and his hands couple over like that. So I said I'd heal him to make his hands be able to open them up again, which worked. It's great. But he said he'd never felt healing like it in his whole entire life. And I mean, the guy goes to a spiritualist church, which kind of just got me thinking, hold on, this whole Council of Nine thing, it's bringing it all back up again. And he actually said that I should go see a spiritualist. And for a year and a half, I put it off until eventually I was invited into the Freemasons. And I felt like I was in the middle between a rock and a hard place, picking between the light side and the dark side. Of which, I neither went to the spiritualist to the sense that I became spiritualist. I didn't do that. And, I did follow through with my original application with the Freemasons, but after a prophetic dream, I kind of stopped that. So yeah, I mean, when I went to the spiritualist lady after a year and a half, like I say, when I was in this rock in this hard place, I went there and I was speaking to another lady, and she was telling me about how you should open up and protect yourself and all this sort of, well, all I say is nonsense, to be honest with you, because to a degree, yeah, if you're average psychic, that's fine. But for me, I just haven't. I mean, I've had a psychic attack before. Never again. And yeah, I just basically, yeah, I listened to this lady, and she said the other lady was ready to speak to me, and this other lady sat down, and she turned to me, and the only thing she said was, what she said herself, the only thing that I can tell you is that when I was in Spain on holiday, another Knight Templar came down to her when she was on the veranda and just basically said to her that there were 9 people on the planet to change the world. I'm going to stop it here because I'm running out of time for my YouTube limits, but I'll carry on in a bit.